Bonjour. So, my advocate received the decision, she reviewed it, and she said it's a good candidate for the appeals council, just because there were a lot of things in there, cardinal mistakes that the judge made in his decision. But there's a lot to do. When we file for the appeal, there are things that we need to do to get it into place, and we have a limited window, so we're kind of scrambling to get that done as quickly as possible. Myself, my therapist, to try to get everything done together, and I'm checking back in with my advocate in a week's time just to see where we are on all of that. Because she has to write up the appeal, and we have to go through basically line by line this enormous document and point out all the things that the judge said that are wrong, that are conflated, that are just, they're wrong. And I'm going to rant a little bit about some of the things. This is not all of the things, but some of the things that pissed me off the most about what this judge said. I'm pissed at the judge for dismissing the testimony of the vocational counselor assigned by Social Security, not by me or my advocate or my mental health team, whose job it is to determine whether I can sustain gainful employment at any job, which she said I can't. Any question posed to her? Nope, couldn't do that work. Nope. But he dismissed her testimony, just threw it right out. He also completely dismissed the testimony of the 3 therapists who came there to testify, which it's unusual to have 3 people testifying for someone, and my advocate thought that was a really good sign. And I'd worked with them for years while simultaneously adding more weight to the testimony of the psych eval person that Social Security assigned to me for a 15-minute interview a couple of years ago, who took all of those 15 minutes to test my basic cognition. You cannot tell someone's capacity to work 40 hours a week, 52 weeks a year in 15 minutes. That's fucking ridiculous. Oh, I'm going to swear a lot in this video too. The judge wanted a psychiatrist's testimony. I'm relying on North Carolina's free mental health care, which doesn't cover a psychiatrist. I can't afford a psychiatrist. I have no health care. I have no income. Nothing. So he wanted me to produce evidence that I couldn't afford, evidence I wasn't previously aware I was supposed to have to appease the court. Again, this is just one more reason why the judge's little decision thing is just bullshit, and we're gonna appeal it. One of the judge's other points, and there are many that just reduce me to apoplectic fury for their wrongness and will help me in the appeals process, was his claim that there were no recorded incidents of decompensation. Decompensation? You may wonder what that means. Most people don't know what that means. It's a worsening of my symptoms that reduce my overall functionality. Every single year in the winter, I deteriorate from the increase in cold, the fibromyalgia pain that spikes, the fact that I'm living in an RV. This is basically a car. It has no heat. It has no insulation. With space heaters and an electric blanket, I can prevent myself from freezing to death. But there's no heat. There's no insulation. Nothing. It's a car. It's a vehicle. And the depression that sets in from that pain and from my physical limitations, because I can only do like maybe 1/10 of what I can do the rest of the year. And every February it's even worse. It's like down to maybe 1% of my normal effectiveness. And I report all of this dutifully to my mental health team, to the nurse practitioner who manages my meds, to my therapist, to anyone else that I'm working with. But they may not use the specific term decompensation in the file, since none of them even knew it until now. He also cherry-picked periodic oblique out-of-context remarks, like me saying at some point that I felt better, which to me often means I'm not actively considering suicide, like when we spoke last time, and not, I'm not disabled anymore. Better is a relative term. My therapy has just centered on my survival and the challenges I face every week, every damn day as someone who is poor and has no income and is living homeless and is trying to get as many benefits as I can just to survive and to work toward a better life for myself. Just my survival takes all of the resources of myself and my mental health team, everything that we can produce. And I don't have the safety and security to address the bigger traumas and difficulties and mental health aspects of my life. There's no place where I can unpack all the crap that I've been through and even begin to address my trauma. I'm just barely hanging in there. I'm living day to day. And now I can look forward to 2 more years of this bullshit, because apparently the appeals process takes about 24 months. 2 years. Hanging on for 2 years. On what money exactly? I'm worried about running out of money. That's going to be another video. And let me say this before anyone rushes to give me charity. Charity changes the relationship. Whether you like it or not, whether you intend it or not, whether you're conscious of it or not. I have seen this so many more times than you could possibly imagine. People who have had the best of intentions and given me the most sincere sounding assurances that they won't hold it over me later. But these same people seem to be oblivious to how they treat me differently when I do accept the charity. How often they bring it up just casually in conversation, and how often they bring up what I'm spending money on, how much they question that, and how I'm doing financially, as if that's really any of their business just from giving me little money some one time, and how innocent requests for me to do things for them or give things to them increase in frequency. And I really honestly believe they are not conscious of these changes, but I sure am, because this happens. This happens. And if I want to talk to them about it, either when they're trying to give me the charity or afterward, their response is that I'm insulting and attacking them and offending them deeply. My litmus test is, if you can't accept someone saying no to your charity, or if you're unhappy if you don't receive adequate gratitude in return, or some other reciprocation like a deepening of affection or a relaxing of boundaries, then it isn't about them. It's about you, and you need to stop. Generosity is giving what's hard. Disadvantaged and suffering segments of our population, the poor, the homeless, the disabled, should not have to rely on charity and be made responsible for taking care of more advantaged people's needs to feel good about themselves in order to survive. We should have a system that takes care of those of us who need it. Obviously, I'm very angry. Thank you for listening to my rant.